Just you see some of the garbage has also now been taken out of some of the dustbins here in the Johannesburg CBD, and almost anything and everything is being set on fire. If you are in the area towards the Jorrison Street, Simmons Street, as well as Merle Street, avoid this area. The vehicles would obviously need to be taken, or the traffic will need to be redirected at this point. And just another warning for those who might be driving into this area. It's the corner of Steeman Street as well as Merle and Jorrison Street. Avoid that area. If you're not too familiar with the street names, that will be near the McDonald's and the Nando's area. So the situation at this point, absolutely volatile. The traffic is being redirected at this point. You can see some of the students there who've now peeped outside the windows of the various flats. You would note that this area is sort of a student village. So a lot of students are also watching all this chaos unfold from the windows of the various flats that are here in the Johannesburg CBD. I think police were absolutely unable to ensure that students did not leave the premises of the Wits University, because after they were not allowed into Solomon Mahlangu House, there were those running battles with police, and they decided then to take their grievances to the street. We'll just take a walk down the street once again, and let's go and speak to some of those students, and let's try and find out perhaps if any of them managed to get here when we were here. Managed to get here. Well, the students. Let's have a chat to some of these students. Did any of you see what happened here? When we arrived, there were just flames.
All right. What had happened is that the police had come around all around Braamfontein, and they were shooting at the students for some reason. And as they were shooting at us, we were all dispersing amongst, and others were falling, others were crying, and it was chaotic, basically.
I mean, it certainly doesn't seem to be safe for any of you here at this point.
It's not safe. It definitely isn't safe at all. From birth, the protest has been taken to the streets right now. It's certainly not safe.
All right, I think let's just move towards this direction right now, where it seems police have been able to contain the situation in and around here, where this bus was set on fire. I tell you there, Alicia, scenes that we have never before seen in this protest since it started. We'll go towards the traffic that has now been redirected. Just come with us towards this direction. We'll try and cover everything for you here in the Braamfontein CBD, where absolute chaos, as you can see it. Absolute chaos. We'll just go past this bus right now as we move to the traffic that's now being redirected, and these firefighters hard at work.
We know that this is all unfolding right at the epicenter of Braamfontein, but do you know what's happening on campus?
I guess they're just trying to do their job at this stage. We'll just try and move towards this direction. If we could ask our camera person, Gabi, just to come towards this direction with us towards the traffic. The bus there will move towards this direction right here, where you can see the traffic is being redirected. We'll just move towards this area here, and you can see the traffic is now being redirected. The police contingent that is out here on the streets of Braamfontein is extremely huge, and the remnants of what looked like was a very violent scene here. Police are trying to contain the situation. You can see some of some of the benches that have been tippled over into the streets as well. And I'm counting at least 6 to 8 police vehicles at this point. And this is where all the chaos throughout the Johannesburg CBD and Braamfontein, this is where all the chaos began. Students had marched from the main campus, which is towards my left, after they were not allowed into Solomon Mahlangu House, and they decided to take their grievances to the streets. And if you look at the remnants of what seemed to have been a very fierce battle between police and the protesting students, absolutely unbelievable scenes here on the streets of Braamfontein, where it's come to a complete standstill. And now you have the Metro Police who are obviously going to have to redirect the traffic. If you're coming towards this area, please do avoid Dakarta Street as well as Jorrison Street, where you'd obviously experience a traffic jam because of the scenes that are taking place here in the Johannesburg CBD, specifically in the Braamfontein area. Where we're standing at the moment is on the corner of Dakarta and Mill Street. So if you're heading towards this direction, please avoid that direction as well, as you'll be met with a lot of traffic, and police will obviously try to redirect you at this point. But it seems that the emergency services, the firefighters, have managed to put out that blaze now. But definitely as we head towards peak traffic here in the Braamfontein CBD, where usually traffic comes to a standstill, it will be absolute chaos as they try to redirect a lot of the traffic that's meant to go through some of these main routes to the various areas. Live rolling breaking coverage here on SABC News. A bus has been set on fire here in the Johannesburg CBD, in Braamfontein to be specific, and this is after protesting students then took to the streets after they were not allowed to caucus on the main campus at Wits University. I think we'll certainly bring you more live coverage from the Braamfontein CBD here. I think we'll just take a very quick walk up once again just to manage progress on very quickly, just before you let us go there, Alicia, just one more time, we'll walk towards that bus. And just to bring you up to speed on the progress that has been made by the firefighters to try and contain that blaze. Many of the students who live in these flats, in what many refer to Braamfontein as a student village, have now come out of those flats and are trying to, obviously watching spectacularly what has happened here in the Braamfontein CBD. Well, it certainly looks like that blaze they've managed to contain at this stage. But Alicia, we'll certainly bring you a lot more from the Braamfontein CBD, as it seems like the running battles will continue. We'll remain here, and we'll bring you all the rolling coverage on SABC's channel, DSTV channel 404.
All right, those are rolling live visuals straight from the Braamfontein CBD. That's our reporter on the scene there, Criselda Lewis. We've seen a bus being set on fire, and of course those firefighters having a difficult time trying to put out that blaze as the students were throwing anything that they could to try and stop them from putting out those flames there. We do have another reporter on standby. He's on campus, where you might